Welcome to the Dray Way. I'm glad you're here. You know, we have an interesting show for you today. Yeah, and it's going to require some participation, so pull on up. Welcome to the show. I'm Drayton Nay, your host. I got a good show for you today. The Dray Way is a new show every day, by the way, so don't forget to stop by every day. But right now, we got to get started. Let's go! Welcome to the Dray Way. You know, the conversation I want to basically have with you guys today is, what is Trump doing? What is Trump doing? Does anybody know what this man is actually doing? And first of all, it's the country's fault for allowing an 80-year-old man to make decisions in anything. I think we can all agree that once you reach 70 years old, you should not be voting for anyone over 70 years old. I don't care. I don't care. Don't do it. Don't vote for someone over 70 years old. They've had their day. They've had their time. Once you get over 70, step aside and let youth step in, because youth is going to decide the future. You want them deciding the future. I don't want an 80-year-old man deciding the country's future, because he doesn't have one. Yeah, Trump doesn't have much of a future. He's not going to be around that much longer. You know, he's at the end of his time. So do we really want him making decisions? And based on, he's been president for what, 5-6 months? And all his decisions are bad ones. All of them. Everything he wants to do, he has to correct. He has to stop doing it because it's just a bad idea. You know, I'm going to run after undocumenteds. I'm going to chase them down. I'm going to go into schools and rip them apart from their children. I'm going to run after people in farm fields. Yeah. And then he got a phone call. Hey, dummy. You know, who do you think cleans the hotel rooms? Who do you think picks the food, moron? Yeah, he had to get those phone calls. And suddenly now, oh, we're going to have a new policy. If you work at a hotel, casino, if you're picking food in the fields, we're going to leave you alone. Wow, what a brilliant idea. Because originally I thought we were just getting rid of the criminals. You know, the people that are really, really bad. I thought that was the idea. You know, yeah, I'm all for it. You know, if you're stealing cars, if you're a burglar, if you're a rapist or something, get rid of them. Yes, everyone is for that. There's not a single person going, no, let them stay in the United States. No one's for that. But ICE police tackling people in the street and ripping children from their parents, no one voted for that. No one. I don't know of a single person that said, yeah, you know, let's chase them in the fields and rip them away from their children, except for a few hardliners. I shouldn't say no one, because I'm sure there's a few. We could find a few Republicans that are that nasty. I'm sure we could find a few. But what about the fact that, when I'm president, when I'm president, I'm gonna end the Russian-Ukraine war like that. I mean, I'm gonna end it in a day. I mean, I'm just gonna say, hey, look who I am. It's over. Yeah, that hasn't happened, has it? And as a matter of fact, he said if Kamala Harris became president, there would be World War III. What are we walking into right now between Iran and Israel? It seems he had zero influence on Israel stopping from what happened in Iran. I mean, they're at full-fledged war now. They're at war. I thought Donald Trump was the great deal maker. It seems he couldn't strike a deal there either, doesn't it? Yeah, there's no deal in that whatsoever. And it appears to only be getting worse. And this was the man that was supposed to come in and, I got this. He's got nothing. He's got absolutely. The tariff debacle has been a total disaster. Everything he has touched, everything that this man has touched has been, you have to reverse it or change it or alter it, and the reason is there's only one reason. There's only one reason that this has all been a disaster. He doesn't know what he's doing. He has no idea. He has no idea what he's doing. So, of course, we've all had to, unfortunately, take things. We've all had to take things to the court. We've had to go to the court, and the judges have had to say, yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that either. That's illegal, over and over and over again. Yeah, that's been the first 5-6 months. Instead of actually going through the House and Senate, and since Republicans complain about it every time there's an election, immigration is horrible, immigration is terrible. They haven't done anything to fix immigration and make it easier or make it simpler for people just to become U.S. citizens. There are millions of people that want to work and thrive in the United States. And it's just not possible because we just haven't updated our immigration system. And until we do, it's going to be a complete disaster. And Trump is now pushing 80 years old. The parade was a complete disaster. This whole tariff thing has been a complete disaster. Him just writing presidential orders has been a complete disaster. So what is going to happen? I'll tell you exactly what's going to happen, because American people are looking, going, why are we in all these wars now? Why are we in a war with Russia and Ukraine? Why are we involved in a war with Iran and Israel? I thought this president was Mr. Johnny Go Fix It, and he has fixed nothing. He has done nothing. On the world stage, no one's listening to him. No one cares what he says. No one cares what he thinks. Why? Because he's a dumb, old, 80-year-old man. Just break it down. That's what he is. He's a dumb old man. And yeah, he may have the coat of the presidency on him, but even that coat's not big enough to insulate this guy. Yeah. The country chose poorly, and it's time we own up to it. And I think millions of people marching in the street, I think that told the rest of the world we know what our mistake is. And in the midterms, we're going to correct it. And we'll be talking about the midterms a lot more. But yeah, it's easy to see right now, Donald Trump is a complete failure. And these wars are making it very evident that the country chose poorly. Let me know what you think. Don't go anywhere. Part 2 coming up in the Dray Way. Stay right there. I think auto dealers are in big trouble. And I think a lot of car companies are in trouble because they just kept building things more and more expensive. And that's not where the country is going. That's not where the country is. The country isn't seeing wages skyrocket where these increased automobiles are affordable. And I think there's a Nissan Jeep parts company that just went bankrupt. And I think we're about to see a lot more of that. I think we're about to see a lot of people in the auto industry go bankrupt because you're making things that are too expensive. And do you know what happens when you make things that are too expensive and no one buys them? You're in big trouble. Yeah. And automakers right now, many of them are in big trouble. And you're in big trouble because you haven't been making new vehicles for 20, 30,000. You should be making vehicles between 18 and 30,000 bucks. That's where the market is right now. The market is not in 80, 90, $100,000 trucks and SUVs. That is not where people want to be right now. People want transportation, but they want it reasonable. They want to be able to buy a reasonable vehicle for $20,000 to $30,000. And that's still a lot of money. $20,000 to $30,000 just to buy something with air conditioning and a radio? Because a lot of people, that's all they care about. I know that's all I care about. That's literally all I care about. You know, I don't have to drive around an $80,000 car with a massive insurance bill and a massive payment. That's of no interest to me whatsoever. I'd rather put my money towards my son than put my money towards an $80,000 vehicle. It just doesn't make any sense to me, because all I want to do is get to the store. And I really don't care if I get to the store in a $10,000 vehicle or an $80,000 vehicle. It doesn't change my ability to get to and from the store one bit. I don't care. And I hate to break it to you, the richest people on the planet, yeah, they don't care either. You know, if you ever saw the vehicles that they drive, yeah, check out Warren Buffett's ride sometime. You know, check out, Gates, what he drives. They don't care. You know, they just want to get from point A to point B. And, the people that are trying to show how much wealth they have usually don't have it. And not only that, anymore, no one's that impressed anyway. No one really cares. I know I don't. I could care less what you're driving. It doesn't impress me one way or the other. You want to know what impresses me? I tell this to my friends all the time. I don't care what you own. I don't care about your house, your car, your watch. I don't care about any of it. You know what impresses me? What impresses me is how a man treats his woman. That's what impresses me. When I see a man that takes care of and treats his woman well, that's the kind of guy I want to hang out with. That's the kind of guy I trust. That's the kind of guy, yeah, I can envy a little bit. But your house, your car, any moron can buy that stuff. But to really see the character of a human being, check out how he treats his wife and how his wife treats him. That will tell you what you need to know. Don't go anywhere. That's just part 2 of the Dray Way. Let me know what you think. Do you think these auto companies are in big trouble like I do? I think the whole industry is in big trouble. Let me know what you think. Don't go anywhere. I have a final thought. You know what the final thought is. You know what it is. It's get your stash account. Get your stash account. Get trading on the stocks. The stock market is the place to be. I know you guys don't like to hear it, but you can turn on anything right now and they're all talking about the real estate crash. I talked about it for 2 years. I'm not going to talk about it anymore because you guys don't want to hear about it and I'm tired of talking about it. Real estate is crashing. Real estate is going to continue to crash for the next 5 years. So stay away from real estate, unless you're buying in a specific area up north, near New York City or Connecticut or something like that. That's a different story. But for the almost the entire South, yeah, don't even think about buying anything. It's a waste of time. But real estate over the next 10, 20 years, I don't expect to go anywhere. What I do expect to go somewhere is the stock market. If you don't have a stash account, I give everybody my link to my stash account. If you use my link, I get money, you get money, we both get money thanks to Stash. Stash says use Drayton's link and we both prosper. So my link is somewhere on this video. If you need it, just let me know. I'll shoot you the link. But it's time to get in your stash account. It's time to start talking stocks. It's time to get invested in companies like Costco, Kroger's, Google, Netflix, Block, and DoorDash. Yeah. And I believe it or not, I'm a big fan of Exxon too, especially when Exxon is around $100 a share. Anything around $100 a share is a good buy on Exxon. But I think oil companies, especially with what's going on right now, oil companies are going to do extremely well because if this war continues, if this goes on, you could quickly see oil go over $100. Yes, you heard me right. If this war escalates in any way, shape, fashion, or form, you could easily see oil go over $100. And with oil over $100, the profits of these oil companies will be massive, will be huge. So yeah, I know it sounds weird to talk about making money in times of war and tragedy and death and everything. But the world goes on. The world goes on, and we have to take advantage of things as they happen. And stay tuned to the Dray Way. I'll be keeping you abreast on all of this stuff, and we'll be talking about it more and more, because the stock market is the place to be. The stock market is the future. The stock market is the next 5, 10, 15 years. You're not going to find a better investment. Well, that's it for the Dray Way. I am so glad you stopped by. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Hit the subscribe button. I need to get to 40,000. I'm actually trying to get to 100. You think I can do it by the end of the year? I would love to do that by the end of the year. We'll see. But thanks for stopping by. The Dray Way is every day, so don't forget. Tune in tomorrow. Brand new show. I'll see you then. Bye, everybody.